Have you ever heard a creak in your house late at night and told yourself, it's just the wind? Or maybe it's just the house settling. For the Bowen family, living in a quiet farmhouse in Pepperell, Massachusetts, it wasn't the wind. They thought they were living in a haunted house. Furniture moved on its own. Strange noises echoed from the basement. But ghosts don't have a heartbeat. Ghosts don't breathe. And ghosts certainly don't eat your leftovers. What was hiding in their walls was not a spirit. It was something much, much worse, a living, breathing nightmare, waiting for them to fall asleep. It started in late 1986. Frank Bowen and his 2 teenage daughters began noticing things that made no sense. Small things at first. They would pour a glass of milk, turn around for a second, and when they looked back, the glass was empty. They would switch the TV off, leave the room, and hear it turn back onto static.
I thought the girls were playing tricks on me, or maybe I was losing my mind. But then, the messages started.
Messages began appearing on the basement walls, written in a strange red substance. They didn't say, "Get out." They said things like,
"I'm back."
The family froze. Their mother had recently passed away from cancer. The girls, heartbroken and vulnerable, thought it was a message from beyond the grave. They thought their mother was trying to contact them, but it wasn't their mother. While the haunting was tearing the family apart, 16-year-old Tina tried to keep a normal life. She met a boy at school. His name was Daniel LaPlante. He seemed okay, a bit intense, a bit odd, but harmless. Or so she thought. He would call her constantly. But the conversations started getting specific.
"You look pretty in that blue shirt today, Tina. Are you going to wear it later?"
Tina felt a chill. She was inside her house. How did he know what she was wearing right now? She decided to end it. She told Daniel she didn't want to see him anymore. Most teenage boys would be sad. Daniel got angry.
"You can't get rid of me, Tina. I'm going to be around. You'll see."
Tina thought he meant he'd see her at school. She didn't realize. He meant he would be around, literally. The activity in the house exploded. Loud bangs, objects flying across the room. Desperate for answers, Tina and her sister did what anyone in a horror movie would do. They held a seance. They sat in the dark living room, lit a candle, and asked the spirit to communicate.
"Mom, if you are here, please knock once."
The wall knocked back. The girls started crying, holding each other, thinking it was a miracle. But imagine the reality for a second. While they were crying for their dead mother, a teenage boy was sitting just 4 inches away, behind a thin sheet of drywall, listening to their most vulnerable moments. And he was laughing. Frank Bowen, the father, wasn't buying the ghost story anymore. He was a protector. He started sleeping with a baseball bat. He checked every window, every door, locked, bolt-locked.
"Nobody can get in here. I checked everything. We are safe."
But one snowy night in December, the girls saw something that would scar them for life. They were in their bedroom when they saw a face in the window. But not a normal face. It was painted white, like a skull, with black, hollow eyes.
"Dad, he's in the window."
Frank ran into the room, ready to fight. But the face was gone. He ran outside into the snow to catch the intruder. He circled the house. He checked the ground under the window. There were no footprints. The snow was untouched. That meant the face didn't come from the outside. It was a reflection. From inside the room. A few nights later, the nightmare reached its peak. Tina walked into her bedroom and saw a figure standing in the corner. It was wearing a wig and a long, white dress. Tina realized with horror, the figure was wearing her dead mother's wedding dress. The figure turned. It had that same skull makeup. And in its hand, it held a hatchet. Frank grabbed the girls and they fled the house. This time, the police arrived in force. Officer Stephen Petrie walked through the silent house. Kitchen? Clear. Living room? Clear. He entered the bedroom. Empty. But then, he noticed something. A mirror on the wall was hanging slightly crooked. He moved the mirror. Behind it was a hole cut into the drywall. He shined his flashlight into the darkness. And there, sitting in the crawl space between the walls, was Daniel LaPlante.
I live here now. You can't make me leave.
The police dragged him out. He was covered in face paint. But inside the walls, they found the true horror. They found a sleeping bag, food wrappers, and they found small holes drilled into the drywall, looking directly into the girls' bedrooms. He hadn't been there for hours. He had been living in their walls, watching them sleep, for months. The Bowen family moved out. They never spent another night in that house. So, the next time you lose your keys, or the milk disappears, or you hear a strange creak in the floorboards, don't just assume it's the house settling. Thanks for watching. If you want to sleep tonight, don't look behind the mirror. Subscribe for more true horror.